Look, the reality is, we're getting an Alien movie whether we like it or not. The real question is, do we want it to be a shared universe with Predator or separate? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. We're going to be discussing the Alien franchise. The creator Ridley Scott recently gave us an update on his thoughts about where the franchise is headed now that Disney owns the character of Alien along with several other Fox properties. So we're going to be breaking down whether this next Alien movie that we're definitely getting is going to be a reboot, a prequel, or a sequel. I'm going to need you guys to leave your opinions down below on what you want this next Alien movie to be under the Disney leadership. Do you want it to finish off the prequels that Ridley Scott started with Prometheus and Alien Covenant? Do you want them to just do a sequel to the old Alien films? Or should they just face hug the thing and have a new franchise shooting out your belly? So Ridley Scott, the director of the Alien franchise, was doing an interview with LA Times where he broke down his idea to continue the Alien franchise, saying exactly, "I think there's still a lot of mileage in Alien, but I think you'll have to now re-evolve. What I always thought when I was making the first one was, why would a creature like this be made, and why was it traveling in what I always thought was a kind of warcraft, which was carrying a cargo of these eggs? What was the purpose of the vehicle, and what was the purpose of the eggs? That's the thing to question. Who, why, and for what purpose is the next idea, I think." So by the sounds of this, Ridley Scott wants to finish off the trilogy of prequels he was working on that was leading into the very first Alien movie. And we do know the title of that movie was gonna be Alien Awakening before Disney went ahead and bought Fox and then changed up the whole plans for what they had in that universe. Disney didn't spend a boatload of money on a bunch of popular IPs and characters just to let them collect dust on the shelf. You can damn well bet Disney is probably working in the background for a new Alien movie, a new Predator movie. Heck, we already got a confirmation that one of the first things they're relaunching from Fox is the Planet of the Apes franchise. They even have a director attached, which is the guy who did the Maze Runner movies. He's given us a brand new trilogy for the Planet of the Apes, and it is going to be a continuation of what the Fox franchise was doing. If that wasn't already public knowledge and we didn't know that the Planet of the Apes was already getting a new bunch of movies that are in continuation with what Fox had set up, I would have said, no way, Disney is gonna go ahead and reboot this franchise. We're getting a whole new start to the Alien franchise. I'm not saying they're gonna remake or redo the stories of the first two Alien movies. Hollywood has kind of gotten past the remake phase, and instead they just tell you a new story that is slightly similar to what you saw before, but not exactly replicating the old movies. So Alien Awakening, even though it got delayed or put on the shelf during this whole Fox and Disney merger, is still a real possibility. But in my opinion, I don't really want to see that prequel series finish off. I know that might be an unpopular opinion because I completely understand people who loved Alien Covenant, but I was not a fan of Alien Covenant. I actually was a big fan of Prometheus and thought it was really interesting what Ridley Scott was trying to set up in that world with the engineers and sort of a spin-off series before we got the xenomorphs. But the general audiences just didn't understand and they wanted an Alien movie. And then that's exactly what we got in Alien Covenant, with a little bit of touching up on the engineers and Michael Fassbender's amazing character. But to be completely honest, this just does not even feel like the Alien franchise anymore. I want to see these monsters front and center with nice practical effects, not a whole bunch of CGI thrown at my face, and then amazing characters like the engineers just thrown off to the side and completely ignored. I thought we were going somewhere really far with these, only for them to be poo-pooed out of the second movie. This might make some people mad, but because this is Disney and they know the success behind a good cinematic universe, they're probably gonna work their way to bring us an Alien and Predator universe the right way. Because both Alien and Predator right now are characters that had movies recently but weren't that well received. If you like the most recent Predator, good for you, but that movie was a complete disappointment to me. And if they take a cinematic approach to these Alien characters with these Predator characters, having them have a great versus movie, I would be all up for that, because we don't get enough versus movies nowadays. I know we got Godzilla vs. Kong coming, but that ain't enough. I also want to make it easy the people who think, man, because Disney Disney owns this, it's not gonna be a horror film anymore. It won't even be rated R. They're gonna make it so family friendly and useless. Nah, son. I'm just goofing whenever I put the Disney logo on top of the Alien logo just because I think it's funny now that the Kid Family Company owns these monstrous creatures. But there's a reason that when Disney bought Fox Studios, they changed the name of the studio to just 20th Century Studio, taking away Fox. Because Disney plans to use that 20th Century logo to release more mature content and separate itself from Disney. If anything, this should be really excited because now can you imagine the production value and style of what like the Star Wars movies that have really great sets and effects, but because Disney won't slap their logo on it and it'll be with 20th Century Studios, it will be rated R, it will be bloody, it will stay horror centric. That's just a big win for us. But you guys hear this? Ridley Scott, the original director of Alien, wants to continue off his prequel series. Is that what you guys want, or do you want Disney to just start over, make a random sequel to the original Alien franchise, or just reboot the dang thing? I'm really curious to hear what you guys think. Also, let me know your favorite Alien movies down below. Anybody else out there who was just not a big fan of the last couple Alien movies, be sure to let me know. Also, hit that like button if you've made it this far in the video. Subscribe for more movie news content. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.